You mentioned diversity, and this is a topic that has become top of mind for a lot of people this year in particular. And in terms of the initiatives that a company takes around diversity and inclusion, not just in terms of diversity of the board, but diversity of management, diversity of throughout an organization. How do you see the role of a director in ensuring that a company has a proper focus on diversity, and whether it's because it's obviously not something that you can change overnight. It's really a long-term evolution. So what's the role of a director? What's the proper role of a director in working with management to make sure that diversity and inclusion efforts are really being focused on in an appropriate way?
Well, I think you can make changes overnight. And I think that it depends on the company's circumstance, but there are plenty of companies where changes should be made overnight. And it is absolutely appropriate for the board to engage in this topic, just like the board would engage in any topic that related to culture of a company, risk. So I think it starts with a belief, and company managements and boards either have a sincere belief that diversity brings value and a better and more sustainable workplace to their company, or they don't. And if they do have that view, then to spend time on understanding, first of all, metrics, the base case, where are we today? What can we do to be better? What is our aspiration? How are we going to get there? It's basic questions like you would ask if you had an underperforming business unit and you wanted to improve the performance of that business unit, and you'd ask questions about, okay, what is the market we can address? How are we addressing that market? Is our pricing a problem? Is our cost structure a problem? Are there other structural problems? And what do we do about them? The questions are basically the same as it relates to diversity. And I think that it is absolutely appropriate for boards to be deeply engaged in this, because the board can provide a different perspective to management than management can provide amongst themselves, because by definition, the management is focused on one company in one industry in one geography. The geography could be the world, but it's often a national geography, and that those sort of limitations shape your thinking about what is possible. And a board, by definition, should be coming in with perspectives that are much broader than that, and experiences that include well outside of that company. And so they can bring new questions to ask, and also new degrees of experience and expertise.
And that sounds like a very strong rationale for why a board itself should be composed of individuals of diverse backgrounds and experiences as well.
Yeah, I think so. And I think, look, I've seen, look, we've all seen the same stats, and we've seen the statistics around how boards are changing, and the recruitment and appointment of new directors, and the degree to which diversity is being embraced by boards and advanced. And so I think that's going to lead to better governance. And part of it is you'll have people with different perspectives on every issue, including different degrees of experience and expertise and perspective. And that leads to better discussions. We, in our MBA classroom, we go to great lengths to construct a very diverse group of 90 students, because that leads to a richer discussion than if you had 90 people with exactly the same background, exactly the same work history, exactly the same national or local origin, et cetera.